What's up guys, it's the Spirit Guide, and in today's video I'm going to be talking about how manifestation is way simpler than you think. So in the spiritual community, people literally make manifestation so hard and have all of these different techniques and all of these things that overcomplicate things. And yes, these techniques are very powerful, but you have to realize the purpose of these techniques and what actually resonates and aligns with your own energy, because you don't have to do all of this stuff, because at that point, if you are trying so hard to manifest, you are showing the universe that you are trying to control everything and you are not letting the universe co-create with you. The whole point of manifestation is for you to co-create with the universe, to create what you want in your life, to have the life that you want to live, to be the person that you want to be. But we make up all of these different things that create the energy of being controlling and not surrendering and having trust and faith that the universe will do its part, but you also have to do your part as well. So I'm going to be talking about the balance of those things and surrendering control, but also taking action, because it's just not addressed. Like, I haven't found a video online that actually addresses, like, how do you balance taking action and moving towards your desire, but also being in the energy of receiving and trusting in the universe. Manifestation is essentially pretending to have what you desire right now, all the time, every single day, until it's true. That's literally what it is. And you have to really, really just engross yourself in it. Like, be in it all the time, always, all the time. Think, feel, and act and speak like you are already in the reality that you want to exist in, like you are already in the timeline that you want to be in. What blocks us from thinking, feeling, speaking, and acting in the ways that will align us with our dream realities is our beliefs. If you don't believe in yourself, if you don't believe that you can have what you want, and like, if you don't believe that it's already here, and you don't believe that you can already have it now in your mind, which you can, and then by doing that, it becomes true in your physical reality, then it's just like, it's gonna take a lot of time, it's gonna take way too much work and struggle. And this is how people instantly manifest, is because they actually believe that they can. It's because they have the confidence and the belief that they can, like, that they're able to do that. So you have to get yourself to the point where you fully believe in yourself and you fully believe that you can manifest your desire. You can't think of it as in the future. You can't think of it as I will someday. You have to get yourself to believing that what you want to be true is true already right now. And it all starts within your mind. And even if you have a body that is stressed out and tired and in pain, or your nervous system isn't regulated, you can still manifest. Like, you can still manifest whatever you desire, because there are people who have bodies that are literally like so tired from working every day. Like, for example, like multimillionaires that maybe need to like balance their energy more and stuff like that, but they still have manifested their dream realities. Like, there is a big notion in the spiritual community that you need to have a perfectly regulated nervous system all the time to manifest, when actually you have to regulate your nervous system through regulating your thoughts first. In the process of regulating your thoughts and controlling your thoughts to be at the frequency of your dream self and your dream reality, that is how you regulate your nervous system to feel safe and secure and like there's nothing wrong. Because a lot of times we feel anxious and we feel stressed out because we're focusing on the fact that we don't have what we want. But actually, it doesn't have to be a fact. It can just be dreaming. You have to be dreaming all the time. You have to be believing to the point where you know that it's just a matter of time. Anybody else's projections onto you, you don't have to believe anybody. Like, you don't have to listen to anybody, Because why would you listen to somebody else who doesn't have the life that you want to live? So you need to take all your power back. You need to listen to your soul. You need to listen to your inner guidance system, your intuition, and you also need to take inspired action. At the same time, you also need to surrender to the universe. So I'm going to be talking about masculine and feminine energy. How I like to see manifestation and mastering manifestation is the balance of your masculine and your feminine energies within you. It's within all of us, regardless of gender, regardless of anything. You have a masculine energy and you have feminine energy. Feminine energy is like the ocean, but masculine energy is like the land that contains the ocean. It's the structure. But feminine energy is like infinite and wild and emotional. And that's why there needs to be some control and discipline and a container around that infinite energy to be able to have concrete, tangible things in the physical world. So also how I would like to see feminine and masculine energy is like the feminine, you could see it as like your inner world, and the masculine, you could see it as your outer world. So, as I've said in previous videos, and I'm gonna say this again, your inner world is the cause and your outer world is the effect. But a lot of people get it wrong with manifesting when they're trying so hard to work with effects, change the outside world before they actually go within, without putting much emphasis on actually changing who they are within, changing their belief systems, changing their frequency, changing their energy, transforming from within. And then things become so much easier, so you don't have to work as hard in the outside world. Yes, you are still going to have to take action. Like, manifestation isn't just about sitting on your ass and everything comes to you. But at the same time, you get to a point where you can literally have such a high frequency and thoughts that vibrate at the level of just peace and love and gratitude that you don't even have to put much effort for things to just attract to you and magnetize to you, because your energy is so high vibe. So first you have to go within, change your beliefs, change the way you see yourself, change the way you see the world. Know that it's fully possible to manifest your desires. Become the person that is aligned with the life that you want to live. And I actually have a course about that. It's called Reprogram. You can enroll in it down below. It's linked in the description box. It has everything that I used to reprogram my mind, reprogram my beliefs, to believe that I am the creator of my reality and I can do whatever I desire to do. And everything is possible for me. And once you get to that point, manifestation becomes so much more easy. Because you literally know. You set the intention and you know. You don't have to go and journal for fucking 10,000 hours and do all of this inner work. If you just shift your beliefs all at once, do that inner work. Yes, it's super important to keep doing inner work, to keep uncovering like the past and stuff like that, but at the same time, you can't get too stuck in like unraveling your triggers and things like that, because the present moment is the most powerful moment, and you can shift anything instantly. You can decide anything instantly. You can decide to be any person that you want to be. And a lot of that overrides hours and hours and hours of, oh, this happened to me when I was 6 years old and this and that. You literally can just decide to be a new person, to not let shit affect you, to surrender to the universe, to decide to take your power back and to move through the world at the frequency of your dream self. Because that is literally a shortcut to manifestation. Because you are a human transmission tower. You send out signals constantly, all the time, with your thoughts, with your feelings. And together, you are like literally emitting a signal to the universe, and the universe receives that signal. And then it sends back to you the same signal. And it's just like a constant back and forth, magnetizing things to yourself magnetizing things into your life. And it's actually sad that so many people don't even realize this stuff. Like, so many people literally are just living their lives in the third dimension. They literally don't realize that the thoughts that they think are creating their reality. They don't realize that the feelings that they're feeling every single day are creating a loop in their reality. But I also will say about manifestation, your thoughts create your reality, right? But your feelings are also super, 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 super powerful in manifestation. But how can you manifest if your thoughts are negative and then that influences your feelings, but then your feelings may be negative because something might have happened, or you maybe just woke up on the wrong side of the bed and you just feel negative. Me, for example, when I get my moon cycle, I'm just like, bro, I'm just like, fuck this shit. Fuck this shit. But you can, first of all, when you have a negative thought, you can observe that thought and replace it with a positive thought. You don't have to attach yourself to that thought. You have to be the observer of your thoughts. You can't take everything that you think seriously, because your ego, a lot of times, is trying to deceive you and make you fear things and doubt yourself. You can't take your thoughts super seriously. That's one thing. So if you have a negative thought, don't let it make you feel negative. You can literally control your mind to, like, not let yourself feel negative. And you can learn how to do that in my course. But if you feel negative, that's going to influence your thoughts. Even if you had like a positive day and all of a sudden something happens and it made you feel negative, like for example, like you get cheated on, or for example, like ice cream falls on your fucking head and you're like, no! You literally can just breathe in, breathe out. Don't let your thoughts be affected by negative feelings. And if you think higher, think more positive than that feeling, you can make that feeling go away. You are the creator of your life. You can choose to think and feel things. Because if you are feeling sad, you can literally turn on music and feel better. You can feel better. There's times where I feel like I should do something, and then later I feel like I don't want to do it. There's times where I know I need to get up at 4 a.m. to work on myself, to work out, to do the things I need to do, to work on my business. There's times I don't fucking feel like doing that shit, but guess what? I think higher than it, and I do it. Because you have to understand that manifesting, you have to be all in. Your thoughts and your feelings and the way you speak and the way you act, the way you present yourself, the way you move through the world, who you are as a person, you have to be fully in that energy of your dream self. And you have to fully live in your mind and exist as if everything already has happened that you want to happen, and know that it has happened and it's just a matter of time. And don't even notice the time, because a lot of times we get stuck on the time. Like, time is an illusion, because I can get things done now before in a day that used to take me fucking months when I was in the 3D. Like, it's crazy. It's literally crazy. Because once your mind changes and once your frequency changes, you change your reality. And the universe is receiving that frequency that you are emitting all the time. You're not wavering. You can't waver. You can't doubt yourself. You can't doubt that it's coming. Because as soon as you doubt, you cancel out your manifestation. So you have to affirm, 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 affirm. You have to visualize, 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 visualize. If you like to script out your journal entry at the beginning of every single fucking day. Every single fucking day. Journal out. This is what I'm going to do today. I'm going to go on my fucking jet. I'm going to go on a plane and I'm going to go to Dubai and I'm going to chill out with my homies and we're going to have so much fun. You have to literally imagine everything. And as you imagine everything all the time and basically play, like you are living in that reality, just like children do. Children, their pineal gland is open. So they play all the time. They can literally like imagine things so well and pretend they are in a reality that they're not in the physical world, but actually in their minds they are in it. So like essentially they are in that reality at that moment in time. So if you engulf yourself in the reality that you desire, just like a child, you're activating that pineal gland, you're activating your infinite imagination. You are connecting to the quantum field of infinite possibilities. And you are manifesting. That's how you manifest. But the other thing that I really wanted to address that I mentioned before that I have not seen content about much on the internet is how to balance surrendering to the universe and also taking action. That is the balance of the masculine and the feminine. The masculine is taking action, getting shit done, having discipline, and the feminine is the energy, the energetics of everything. It is receiving. It is the type of energy that attracts and magnetizes things. And both of these energies work together to manifest. Because if you think about a baby, think about how a baby is created. You need the sperm that moves. The sperm literally fucking takes action. But the egg literally is like stationary. It's just there. Is there. And it receives the sperm. And the egg was always there. When a woman is born, she is born with all of the eggs that she's going to have for the rest of her lifetime. She's born already with the potential of all of these children that could be created. But they aren't created yet because the masculine energy needs to take action to initiate and create the child. So there's always infinite potential within you, right? But you need to take action and use your vessel and use your mind and use your feelings. You can literally do something called autosuggestion, where you make yourself do things that are aligned with your dream life and do things that you know are going to work to manifest. Because other things on the planet can't fucking do that. Other things on the planet, like, they don't have, like, a destiny. You know what I mean? Like, they don't have the ability to plan their days. They don't have the ability to make their lives a certain way and to speak and to transform in ways that we can as humans. Humans have such intelligence and such spiritual power because we are meant to do great things. And we were all given these visions by God, by the universe, by source, by spirit, whatever you want to fucking call it. It's all the same thing. We were given these visions because that is what we are meant to have. That is what we are meant to do. You weren't given the vision of your dream for no fucking reason, just to wish, oh, I wish I had it. Let me just focus on everything that's happening right now and just wish I had it, but oh well, like, this is my life. You don't have to accept your life. You can be basically delusional. But at the same time, don't think you're delusional, because it's not delusional to know that your manifestation is coming and to put effort forward. So, receiving is the feminine energy, as I said. For you to have the ability to receive your manifestations in the most effortless way, you need to do the inner work of mastering your mind and feeling the emotions of having your dream life now. So you can take the course I created, Reprogram, to be able to do this, or the more affordable option is to buy the book on Amazon. The book is actually really, really great. Honestly, like, you don't even have to get the course. The book is where it's fucking at. The book is where it's at. The book has basically everything that's in the course, it's just a book. Like, it's literally full of so much inner work that will change your mind, change the way you feel about yourself, the way you feel and think about reality. And by doing that inner work, you start to magically act different. You start to magically move through the world in a different way. Because it all starts with the way you believe about reality, what you perceive the world to be and perceive yourself to be, your views of everything, all constitute the way you move through the world. Because if you are seeing the world like this, you are going to think, feel, speak, and act in a way that is aligned with that limited ass worldview. But if you see the world like this, you see your reality like this, you see all the possibilities, and you see infinite potential in everything, and you know that you are powerful, and you know that you are basically a fucking magician, you are going to literally act in a way different way. You're going to be way more positive, and you're going to be way more optimistic, and you're going to be way more grateful and be on a higher dimension than somebody who is living in a limited lifestyle like that. Oh my god, back to I have ADHD, sorry, but ADHD is actually a superpower. I always say that. ADHD is a superpower. So, surrendering requires you to change your beliefs, first of all. Second of all, your feelings about everything. You can rewrite the story of everything using your beliefs to make you feel in different ways about things. So, in the past, my father, when I used to be around my father, because he abused me so bad when I was a child, I used to get all stiff, and I would feel just super restricted, and I also wouldn't come out of my room. I wouldn't just be myself, I would make myself small, and I carry that energy in a lot of different places in my life and in different relationships with people and friendships and just things like that. But then I rewrote my beliefs, reprogrammed my mind, and literally my dad could never affect me again because I don't give a shit. I don't give a fuck anymore. Because I changed my belief from thinking, I hate my dad, I hate what he did to me in the past, he disgusts me, I will never forgive him. And I actually chose the opposite of that. And I chose love. I chose gratitude. You actually have to choose positivity over hate, because if you feel that hate, you are actually the one who's suffering. If you resent somebody, there's people who literally resent celebrities. They resent celebrities and they don't even know that they fucking exist. There's people who are creeping on people's pages. There's people who have creeped on my page, and they will have all of these beliefs that are negative, but everybody lives in their own universe. Everybody lives in their own reality. So I'm not even affected by anybody hating on me. He wasn't affected by me hating on him. So why would I continue to make myself suffer by holding that belief? And that is what so many of us do, is we have beliefs that make us suffer, that we don't even need to have. It's just because we hold grudges and we choose lower frequency things and we vibrate at lower frequencies for no reason. When we could just choose in any moment to, there's a car that is the neighbor. We can literally choose to be in love with the world and to see everything as a lesson, to see everything as a blessing in disguise. And that serves us. It doesn't serve us to live with hatred. It doesn't serve us to live from a place of negativity, because that blocks your manifestations. So for you to master the feminine principle, you have to clear out the energy of your inner world. Clear out the energy of your inner world, clear out your negativity, clear out your resentments, clear out jealousy. And the thing about doubt, about fear, about insecurity, about all of the things that limit us within ourselves and create unnecessary suffering and blockages within our energies that block us from manifesting and that just create bullshit in our lives, that attracts to us bullshit, attracts to us problems. All of that, you can choose love instead. You have to overcome your pride and overcome the past, because the past is what the ego holds on to hold you back and to keep you stuck in the same cycles, in the same predictable life, and you will never manifest your dream life if you stay stuck in suffering, you stay stuck in negativity. The thing about all of that negative stuff within us is you are going to experience that ego until you become enlightened. If you become enlightened, you will experience that ego trying to make you waver, trying to knock you off your path. The path to manifestation is basically just like leveling up in reality. You get your manifestation, and then you desire something else. There's been plenty of times in your life, I know, that you have manifested what you want. Think about all the things that you wanted so bad, that you would think about every day, and think about how you got it. And now think about the new things that you want. That requires you to level up yourself, to level up your habits, to get to a new level of reality. As an airplane, I love airplanes. Every time I hear an airplane, I always feel like it's a sign from the universe, because I love travel, and I just always feel like it's like the universe speaking to me that I am aligned. But anyways, you are going to be experiencing your ego throughout your life, but you have to level up to the point where you know it's bullshit and you don't even listen to it. You have to get to the point where you just overcome it, and it's just whatever. You can get a thought that's negative, you can get a vision that could make some people have anxiety, but you can handle it because you know it's just not true. You have to know what's true to you, and that is your manifestation. And anything that doesn't align with your manifestation, create the belief in your mind that it's not true. You have to have so much faith, so much conviction in your desired reality, in your dream life, that anything that is not a part of that dream life isn't real. You have to make your dream life real and basically make anything that you don't want not real. Because if you are focusing on what you don't want, that is what you will receive more of. Because the universe is getting that signal of you focusing your energy on what you don't want. So then the universe is going to give you back more things that you don't want. So if you are saying, oh, I don't want more bills, I don't want this person to be there, I don't want there to be traffic, you are focusing on traffic. You are focusing on that person being there. You are focusing on bills. At the end of the day, you're focusing on that. Even if you say, I don't want, the universe doesn't give a shit about you not wanting that. You're still focusing on that subject no matter what. So that's what you are going to receive more of. That's the law of attraction. It's the law of attraction. That's basically what the law of attraction fucking is. So you have to focus only on what you want, only on your dream life. And that is how you receive things way, 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 way easier and more effortless compared to if you had an inner world full of thoughts that you can't overcome and full of feelings that you don't know how to control, and all sorts of limits and baggage and suffering and things of the past that you haven't let go of. You have to clear all of that. Clear all of that. A big part of clearing all that energy is going within your chakras clearing out the blockages in your chakras. Mastering the feminine principle all comes down to mastering your energy. I see a butterfly. I feel like butterflies are signs as well. Okay, so how do you balance that with masculine energy? So this was my problem for a long time, right? I was doing all of this inner work. I was mastering my frequency. I was making sure that my thoughts and my feelings were aligned. And I was getting to the point where I was like speaking differently. I was trying to take some action that was more aligned with my dream self. But the actions that I was mostly taking throughout the day and the words that I was mostly speaking throughout the day were not aligned with my highest self, the best version of myself. They weren't aligned. First of all, I had a boyfriend that would distract me from my goals, and he wasn't best for me. We were always arguing. We always had issues, and he wasn't loyal. He wasn't loyal, and I actually put up with a lot of bullshit. I lowered my value as a woman, and I just basically, he treated me like a joke. So he treated me like an option, and he always had other girls in his phone. So I realized, I actually took mushrooms. I took mushrooms with him, and the whole time I was on mushrooms, I realized, yeah, I wish I could spend the rest of my life with him, but do I? Do I? Do I want my life to be like this? Do I want to be, treated this way? No, I deserve to be treated way better. And also, he was just, distracting me from what I needed to do, and, we were just, always watching TV, and I just feel like he wasn't aligned with my destiny. I feel like we have different destinies. The kinds of people that he was friends with were, are, low vibrational, and I also felt like he was my whole life. And I realized I have two choices. I can continue down this path, this cycle of breaking up, getting back together. It's just disloyalty and all of this stuff that I didn't want as part of my life, but I was accepting. But then I realized I don't deserve this. So then I cut it off. He thought that it was actually me that was a problem, but he can think that. Because at the end of the day, I don't owe anybody an explanation, and nobody owes you an explanation. You can choose and decide anything for your life that you know is best for your life. And things will turn out. Things will get better. Even if it feels like everything is falling apart, things literally build up in a new way and raise you to a new level. Because when everything falls apart in your life, that means that the universe has something better and something way, way, way more amazing than what you were experiencing. So yeah, I had a boyfriend that wasn't aligned with my dream life, and I also wasn't taking action in the way that my dream self would. So I was waking up super late every day. I was staying up late. I wasted a lot of time. I would waste my time doing things that were just super meaningless and really didn't matter. And I would get stuck on the little details of things. I was just not acting in the ways that I knew my dream self would. I wasn't visualizing. I wasn't being grateful. I wasn't affirming. And then I reprogrammed my mind, and I realized, what the fuck have I been doing this whole entire time? What have I been doing my whole life? I need to change. I need to do this stuff right now. I had these downloads of everything that I needed to do, everything that I realized my dream self would do. And that consisted of posting all the time. That consists of dressing a certain way, doing my makeup, making sure that I get up super early every day between 4 and 7 a.m. I realized that I have to be working out multiple times a week. I realized I can't be sitting all day. I realized I have to be my best self. I realized I have to be a positive influence on others. I realized I have to take all my knowledge and share it with others, because if I'm not giving to people, what is my purpose? If you are not giving value to others, what is your purpose? Everybody has something to give. Everybody has gone through something in their lives where you can help others, you can teach others, you can share with others, you can entertain others. There are so many ways to provide value for others. And the more value that you provide, the more money you receive. So if you are trying to receive money as part of your dream life, which a lot of us need, because for me, money isn't really the main thing. It's the things that I can do with money that I desire. Travel, like, basically it's just mostly travel. Honestly, it's mostly travel. And just like beauty products and all this stuff. And it's the things that I can get with money that I desire. So obviously first you need to get money, but you have to change your beliefs from getting things and actually think about, how can I give? How can I show up for the world? And that energy that you bring of showing up for the world, but also standing in your power and being selfish in some ways, choosing yourself, putting yourself first, because you can't show up for others if you don't take care of yourself. People want to be martyrs and people want to be doormats for others, and everybody comes to them always asking them for money, asking them for favors, asking them for rides. You're training people to treat you like that if you allow that. So you have to put up boundaries, put up structure, say no. And that is what the masculine energy is like, you have to start making decisions, clear decisions. And when you make a decision, you say no to everything else and you say yes to that one thing. And you put all your focus onto that. You can't be dabbling. You are going to spread yourself out too thin. That was my problem for a long time as well. I was spreading myself out too thin to the point where I literally was so confused about what I should do. Then I realized I need to focus on these couple priorities, hone in on them, and I got really good at them. I got really good. And I'm still getting better. You have to balance your energy, your energetic currency, your feminine energy, your ability to receive and know that you deserve what you desire, with taking action, having discipline, actually being devoted to what you want, showing up for yourself no matter how you feel, and creating rules in your life and structure to the point where you can master manifestation and be the magician of your life.